So there's a template there, you can download it. The QR code will be on every page, so you can actually take a look at that and send it to the following address on the screen. It's also inside the template. So, next slide. So basically, we have an extremely interesting set of talks from various speakers. So I'll be chairing the first session, Gavin will be chairing the second session, and Toyama-san will be chairing the third session. So just a note, there will be a peering social tonight. It's actually at 6:30 to 8:30 at the Lotte Hotel ballroom. So this event is for peering managers such as yourself only in the room. So we have some tickets to hand out. Horatio in the back of the room there has some. I have some. You can look for people wearing Equinix badges. They would probably have some as well. So just another few events. Save the dates. Asia Peering Forum sponsored by Equinix is going to be at Surabaya, Indonesia this year on the week of August 14 to 16. So in case you guys don't know where Surabaya is, there's a map of Indonesia on the top, and Surabaya is actually on the east side of the island, so it's about an hour and a half away from Jakarta, about an hour away from Bali. So I've been asked to tell you that there's a really famous UNESCO heritage site. There's a Borobudur temple, so actually pretty close to Surabaya, relatively speaking, and it's well worth visiting. So there is that. And also Peering Asia, organized by APIX, hosted by MYIX and Minog this year, will be held at 6th to 7th November 2019 in Kuala Lumpur. So, mark your calendars. And all of these events are by invitation only. You can talk to the organizers about attendance. So, going back a few slides. To start with, we have Raunak Maheshwari from Extreme Broadband, who's going to be telling us about challenges in operating an IX in India. Please give him a warm welcome. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Still morning. I'm still in the night, by the way. Sleepy. So I'm here to present challenges in operating an IX in India. But why would you listen to me? Who am I to present this? Which is in the next slide. Extreme IX started operating in India in 2016. It's been almost 3 years. We are live in 5 cities, as you can see the list. And we have 375 gigs of total traffic exchange. It was a month ago. Now we have around 420. So when I say I can present challenges in operating IX in India, I know this because I've been doing this for the last 3 years. Next slide. Basically, the entire life of operating an IX is full of challenges. It starts from sales, provisioning, and challenges continue in support. Even though now we are operating for the last 3 years and we have clients who have been with us for the last 3 years, still supporting them at times becomes quite challenging. And ahead in the presentation, we will see what are the reasons. Starts with sales. Well, people would think that getting somebody connected to the exchange, an ISP especially, would be very easy, but no, it's not. We have to go through the entire 6W cycle. What is peering? Why is it important? Why connecting to an internet exchange is important? Where are the internet exchanges located where the ISPs can connect to? When should they connect to? When should they connect? How should they connect is also one of the questions that we solve for them. So it's the entire 6W cycle that we have to explain. And this cycle itself, it takes around 2 weeks. To explain to an ISP, why should they connect to an internet exchange, it takes 2 weeks. Just imagine that. Next point is, while India is a huge country, we are 1/5 of the world in terms of population. Still, we have only some odd 2,500 AS numbers, out of which roughly 50% are ISPs. So we are lacking AS numbers. There are many operators who provide internet services, but they don't have their own AS numbers and IP addresses. So that is one big challenge. And with the IPv4 address really shrinking, India needs to fast catch up on the IPv6 story. So once the 2 weeks have happened, where you have explained all 6W questions of why exchange, we get an answer from the ISPs, we have everything, we don't need to connect to the exchange. So there are quite a few reasons behind that. Basically, as I explained, India has very low number of AS numbers. What happens is this big tier 2s, when they provide upstream to the operators, they somehow have been able to convince these operators that they don't need to connect to the internet exchange. There is a term in India that this tier 2 operators use called mixed bandwidth. It's mixed upstream, in which they say that we are providing you with everything. So the operators who don't have their own AS and IP address space don't really feel the need to go ahead and take one. And part of the problem in sales is also provisioning of transport. So how do you get the ISP, once you have sold the idea that they should connect to the exchange and they also have their AS number and IP address space, you need to solve also the problem of getting them connected, ensuring that they get transport to connect to the exchange. This is also a problem that we cover in sales. So now moving on to provisioning. India, again, as I said, that we are 1/5 of the world's population, but the data centers, really, we have very low number of data centers. We need more and more data centers. Europe has 8,000 data centers. India, you can really count less than 100, including all the cities, all the metros, and neutral data centers even less. So the largest tier 1 of India, they don't allow IX to come into data centers. It's their business policy. And even if some data centers allow an IX to come to them or host with them, the pricing is unbelievable. For example, a simple cross connect, a passive dark fiber cross connect, costs roughly $70 to $100 per month. That is unimaginable, ridiculously high pricing. And then we come to these transport providers. Transport providers in India that are also the tier 1 and tier 2 ISPs. So it is not in their business interest to allow the ISPs or their downstreams to connect easily to the exchange. They come up with various reasons, and one of them is capacity constraint. So exchanges are usually in those cities where there are landing stations and appearing the partners like content providers are available. So these tier 1s also pick up traffic from these content providers. So I can't imagine why there would be capacity constraint. But this is one of the ways these transport providers avoid the ISPs to connect to the exchange. And finally, if they do, when it comes to real provisioning, the physical connectivity, the field engineers and junior engineers of these tier 1 providers are not really well trained. And we have this interesting case. There was a customer connecting to us from Bangladesh to Mumbai. The largest tier 1 provider in India, they had sent an engineer to patch the cross connect into their port. They were using a different SFP than what we asked them to use. So on our end, we were using 1310 nanometer SFP, and on the transport provider was using 1550. So we explained to the transport provider that this is not going to work. This is physics. It doesn't work like this. It took them 1 day and a call from Huawei guys to accept that they need to change the SFP. And the next point is lack of understanding of BGP, which I have covered in more detail in support. This seems to be mixed up, but yeah. Basically, in India, the culture is that you please do it for me. The vendor is supposed to do everything for the ISP, including network design and various other things. So I have, out of the 3 years of our operations, I have picked a few typical cases of which came to our support. First example is lack of fundamental network knowledge. I mean, the ISPs, their network engineers, somehow don't understand how network works. So first example, we were told that by this ISP, that the BGP with our route servers was slapping. And it turned out that there were packet losses on his transport side, which ultimately resulted in BGP flapping. So we explained to him that there is an issue on their transport side, and they need to go back to their transport provider. Now this ISP wasted so much time just to realize that there are ping drops on their transport. These situations, they're embarrassing, because presenting here in a global audience as an Indian, it really is embarrassing. But yeah, these are the challenges that we face. Again, case 2 is lack of knowledge of BGP. An ISP very furious, and he called us and said that he is not getting Amazon Prime content through Amazon peering. Turned out that Amazon was not announcing those prefixes on which Amazon Prime decided to send the content. So again, this is not really expected that ISPs will raise such issues to support, but they do. And there are two things here. One, they either don't know what they are supposed to do or what they are supposed to check, or and I think maybe this is the more of a reason, they just don't intend to do it. So India, we have this culture of do it for me, so they just report this issue to support and they believe, they think or they expect that the exchange will really troubleshoot for them, which we do, unfortunately. Second example is, actually there was no problem here. We are running route servers, and roughly 200 ISPs, big and small, are connecting to our route servers. So it is obvious that one of them would be announcing their routes to all of them. They are announcing routes to each other basically. But this ISP, he raised a ticket saying that he is not pairing with the other ISP. So why is he getting those routes, and also why does he see on the BGP tool that he is pairing with them? This was not an issue, but somehow he thought that this is the issue. This might have been an issue of that he might be announcing routes to the tier 1s or the upstream providers. But again, this comes to support, and we have to explain to them that this is how BGP works. This was an interesting one. An ISP reported to us that his BGP with one of the content providers with us, Akamai, and also with route services down, while the rest of the BGPs were working fine. So we investigated and we found that the customer had applied some ICMP filters, which caused some of the BGPs to go down. Now again, this is lack of fundamental knowledge, lack of how BGP works. And it creates these issues which we don't really expect that should come to the exchange, but they do. Case 4 is we have this huge content provider with us participating, Akamai. They have several nodes on Extreme IX, but the ISPs don't really understand many a times on how Akamai delivers content. So this was last year, this problem was last year. This year Akamai and Google tied up and now 8.8.8 DNS, it is geo-mapped to the Akamai node. So Akamai node will, the relevant Akamai node of the exchange will send traffic, but earlier it was not so. And the ISPs use this open DNS from Google 8.8.8.8, and then they used to wonder why they are not getting traffic from Akamai. Next is also, again, not expected that IX should receive this, but the ISPs do report to us saying that their pairing with the content providers is not up. I mean, sometimes the content providers take a hell lot of time to establish BGPs and exchange prefixes. But the ISPs think that IX controls everything. So they kind of ask us to intervene, not realizing that an IX is essentially a layer 2 fabric and can't really do much when it comes to content providers establishing BGPs. Sometimes some content providers take up to 3 months or even 6 months to establish BGPs, which the ISPs in India are not that patient, but you get, I mean, out of frustration maybe, or maybe they really think that IX can control content, and they raise these issues with us, not realizing that there is no benefit of an IX to stop content flowing to the ISPs, because we earn on ports. So if the more the traffic flows, the more there's the port size, and more we will get paid. And then there is a route leakage example. Again, the ISPs don't understand how to handle multiple BGPs and end up leaking routes from one content provider to other content provider. And then we have to explain it to them on how to handle BGPs, how to configure the communities, and actually do it for them. They give us access to their core routers. Our team then configures in their core routers, which is really not expected out of an exchange. But despite all these challenges, exchange business is to grow in India. Well, we have now, India has 5 exchanges, all of them doing pretty well. For Extreme IX, I can say we started our journey in May 2016. It's been 3 years since then, and this table lists out the key key achievements. I mean, we consider even, see, I have put before the challenges that we face. So even getting to 25 customers connected to the exchange is an achievement for us. So I would add at last at the last of the table, one more row which says February 2019, and we have crossed 420 gigs. And we have some more IXs to come. So the point is that yes, there are challenges operating IX in India. Challenges come from all the aspects, sales, provisioning, support. But yes, there is a requirement of a lot of IXs in India. Thank you. So any questions? So it must have been pretty boring. No questions, probably nobody listened. Yeah, please.
Just two questions for you, please. My name's Guy. I'm with CenturyLink. The first question is, you mentioned the cross-connect pricing in the data centers, and you said, I just want to make sure I understood. Did you say $70 to $100 per month for
Yes,
the cross-connect?
that's correct.
Thank you. And then the second question was, you know, how are there restrictions around URIX the way that there are around, you know, some other internet exchange in India?
I didn't really get the question. I mean, what exactly it is?
Well, I don't know if this is the case anymore, but at one point NIXI wouldn't allow certain networks to connect. Is there any restrictions around your internet exchange?
No, we are a settlement-free IX, and we don't have anybody who has an AS number of their own can pretty much connect to us. Okay. We don't have any restrictions on that kind. NIXI, they had their own policy, and most of it comes from the fact that they have board members from many tier ones who obviously would not allow right policies to be set. But yes, I have been told recently that NIXI also has changed their policy, but some networks still will not be able to connect to NIXI.
Okay. So, thank you.
Yeah, I have a question. This is Gaurav
Hi,
from
Gaurav.
AWS. Hey, when I was talking to you a long time ago, you didn't have route servers.
Oh no, we do have route servers for 2 years now.
Well, what made you, is that helping? Is that not helping with all of these problems? Or have you seen, or what other things you're doing to minimize
Basically,
this kind of?
route servers have helped us in one thing. See, when any ISP connects to the IX, what happens is this tier 1 or tier 2 providers who have provided a transport want them to start billing as soon as they get connected. But the content providers take around at least 7 days to 15 days to start the flowing for the content to flow. But when the route servers are there, the traffic starts within 2 hours of the connectivity. So that's where it has helped to the ISPs. And yeah, during this period of 2 weeks when they used to be furiously bombarding us with a lot of questions and a lot of phone calls, that has reduced. Yeah, any more questions, please? Thank you.
All right, thank you. Please give Ranak a hand. Next up, we have Saichi from Google, who's going to tell us about changes to route filtering at AS 15169. Please give him a warm welcome.
Hello, everybody. My name is Seiichi Kawamura. I am a peering manager at Google. I look after mainly the APAC region, except the South Asian countries. So that's a very interesting presentation about Extreme IX. Thank you. It's a region that I don't look after, but it's certainly always nice to learn about what's going on in other regions, because we're all together in the APAC here. So today's presentation it's actually a short, somewhat like an announcement, I would say. It's not, I'll be honest, it's not the most exciting presentation that you'll see today. It's technology that's been around for ages. Why are we, suddenly doing this? I'll try to explain more about, the motivations and what we're actually going to be doing. And hopefully this presentation is more of, since we have 15169 is Google's main peering AS, it has an open policy, it's connected to many exchanges and has lots of peering sessions with not just ISPs, but with anybody. So this would help to give a, heads up. Of course, we're going to do more than just this one single presentation, but talk about the changes that will be coming soon for pairing sessions with 15169. So this is pretty much about, we're going to we're going to filter all peer prefixes. And it's pretty much self-explanatory why filtering prefixes on pairing sessions matter. It's self-explanatory, but for many reasons and norms and industry practices, it wasn't so well implemented on peering sessions. Of course, the expectation is that if you are a BGP customer and you're buying transit, your transit provider would be filtering prefixes for you. But when you set up peering sessions with your friendly ISP, you kind of set max prefix and some very basic filtering, and that's it. And you see a bogus announcement, and then suddenly it gets installed into your routers, and then, oh, what's going on? And you start to have to contact a lot of peers. And what makes it really difficult is there's various scenarios and how things can go wrong. So I'm pretty sure if you've been in the industry operating a network, doing peering, you've been through many experiences. And to be honest, I've gone through a lot. And this is why we are starting to work on this. So this is a very quick slide. I'm not sure if the words are clearly visible. I'm sorry about the color that I've chosen. I think it's a little bit difficult to see in this kind of lighting. But to briefly explain this page, I've kind of divided the problem space into 4. The one on the left is about indirect sessions, which is not my BGP session. The one on the right is my BGP session with you and what's happening there. And the top is about my prefixes or me doing something, and the bottom is about other people's prefixes or other people doing something. So the upper left is the problem of my prefixes being announced or leaked by others. One on the right is I'm being the leaker of other people's prefixes. That happens. We're not perfect. The one on the bottom left is other networks sending leaks, misoriginations of other networks. So it doesn't involve me at all, but what's being hijacked or leaked is so significant that I'm not able to access a DNS service, or I'm not able to access my partner web pages, and my customers cannot enroll in my service. That happens. And even if it's not your prefix that's getting misoriginated, it affects your service. And since I'm the network person, everybody starts to ask me questions. What's going on? So it does impact me. But the talk today is about the bottom right, about others sending leaks, misoriginations to me via our friendly BGP sessions that we have with each other, and the prefix policies that we'll be implementing. So as I've mentioned, in 2019, AS 15169, Google's main peering OS, will start to apply stricter filters to BGP announcements that we receive from our peering partners. The data source that we'll use is basically, we'll start with IRR records, and we have some motivations to use RPKI ROA data as well. But I'm not going to talk too much about RPKI today. It's more focused on IRR. This talk is, and what we're going to do in 2019 is focused on IRR data. So we'll take that and build filters based on it. So the plan is that we notify peers via presentations, through emails, and we'll also have a website that describes the change. And this is how we're going to do things going forward. And then we'll be collecting data regularly, like I think a lot of people already do. I know most of the tier ones already do this. And sorry that this is not really a new thing for them. We'll be collecting data. Probably data collection is daily. And then we'll parse that data, IR data, place it into our internal data set, build filters based on it per ASN that we pair with, and apply it to our routers. And then we will mark it today, meaning that we'll build filters and see what's going to drop and see what's not. And then in the near future, we will start dropping prefixes that are not on IRRs. So the notifications, we'll try to work on this a little bit more since we have a lot of peers. Most of our peers get access to our peering portal. It's isp.google.com, where they'll be able to log in and see traffic, how much traffic they have with Google. And we're trying to enhance this feature to show what is the data set that we are ingesting. And we probably won't be able to do this on day one, but the hope is that we'll be able to implement an ability to request, hey, I updated my IRR record, can you ingest the data now button? That would be great. First, I think we're going to start with ingesting almost daily, and then taking that, building a filter, and applying maybe like once a week on our routers. And we'll have a feedback page where peers can start sending us feedback on how they think this experience is going. Are we too slow, or is it not working as intended? My favorite IRR is not listed on the list of IRRs that Google is referencing. Happy to hear feedback based on that. So data collection, IRR data is relatively easy to find. But we're first targeting these IRRs, RADB or RADB, RAPE, APNIC, FNIC, ARIN, CenturyLink, and NTT. I know there's more, but these are the ones that we've started to work with and start to look data on. If you really require more, if your favorite one is not mirrored on these, please let us know. And we'll parse the IRR data. It's not really great tooling that we have for parsing IRR data today, so I think my colleagues working on the software part of it they're looking into try to contribute more to the softwares that everyone can use. And then we'll create a per ASN filter. Everybody has their own favorite routers. We have ours too, and we'll implement filters and apply the changes. So I would say the goal is to start marking routes around March. That's next month, or that's almost like it's not next week. I'll tell you that. But our goal is to start marking internally, seeing if this is really going to break anything. We're going to develop add-on features to our ISP portal for peers to be able to check out which routes we're going to accept, and then start rejecting or dropping by, I'd say, around June. Well, that quarter. So that's the expected timeline that we are thinking of working on. So very frequently asked questions. We've been talking with some folks about this. If I don't have an IRR object, would Google accept my prefixes? Sorry, no, not going forward. So I modified IRR objects. How long does it take? Initially, we're thinking update weekly, but if you need it to be earlier, please let us know. And I need more information to tell my management. Well, we will have a public-facing website that will have more information on this, peering.google.com. I should have worn a T-shirt that says peering.google.com. But that's the page that will have most of the information, publicly available information. And for information that's specific to your BGP session with 15169, you can log into isp.google.com. So, oops, I pushed the wrong button, I think. How do I pair with 15169? I think that's pretty self-explanatory, but if you are interested, these slides will be up on the website. So I think this is the last slide. What else are we working on? There's 3 other problem spaces that also need attention. Preventing peers from leaking my routes. That's not something that I can proactively do in a very scalable manner today, but these are problems that do happen, and when it happens, it sometimes hits the news. So we are working with peers to try to, have better hygiene on route filtering. And also, I think it is important that transit providers do not accept, our routes from their downstreams. So that's another thing that it just requires communication, outreach, and possibly training on. And we're happy to update peering.google.com so that it can be referred to in like internet exchange meetups. And also, we have to prevent ourselves from being the leaker. And that part is integral to us. We've made quite a big progress here, and we're not really stopping on that progress. This is something that we will definitely work on. And in the future, signing ROAS, I think we're already starting to do that. We'll study our PKI data, and then our peering policies will clearly, I hope we'll have we do have a peering policy page, and hopefully clearly we can state that we are going to filter based on IRR records, so please have one and maintain it. And that's it. Thank you very much.
Any questions?
Would you plan to use JPIRR for default?
I knew I was going to get that question from you. So yes, if there is an IRR that you want us to have on this list, please let us know. JPIRR is mirrored to RADB, so I don't think it's technically makes a difference, but if you want it to be on that list, I understand. You probably get questions from your customers too. So I'll take a note and I'll send it off to internal teams for that. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions? If not, then thank you, Saiji. Please give a warm hand. Alrighty. I have been told that the audio around the edges of the room aren't very good, so if you want to hear a bit better, please feel free to move to the middle of the room. So next up, we have IXP introduction by Toyama-san. So please give him a warm welcome.
Hi, good morning, everybody. Yep. IXP introduction is just like an appearing personal, but you are sometimes boring to hear a lot of IXP. They'll introduce themselves even in 1 minute. So we decided to introduce each IX by me, and especially pointing at their update. So, of course, I'm sorry that my talk may be boring, but please pay attention to me, okay? Okay, so first, I would like to introduce an Asia-Pacific region, Internet exchanges. And first one is an Amaravati Internet Exchange. This is a new APIX member. And they have an internet exchange in Amaravati. So the quite new one, but still they are growing. So their recent update is in the first content provider is Google. So a lot of the eyeballs near this area are very interested in to connect to that. Okay. So this time Uganda is not here. So please contact to this mailing address about this AMR IX. Okay. Next, AMZIX Hong Kong and AMZIX India. The AMZIX has an internet exchange in Hong Kong and India, and they are gradually growing. And their recent update is described on this slide. A new offering, 1 year free 100 megabit connection from AMZIX to Amsterdam. or $1 per megahertz for any other connections from Hong Kong to Amsterdam. Yeah, so the price-wise, it's a good news, I think. And also, our AMS IX India will expand to a GPX facility in Mumbai. So please contact to Elena. Elena is here. Yep. Okay. Or Hank or Petra. Yep. Okay. And the next BBIX. The BBIX is two-part in Japan and other regions. In Tokyo and in Osaka, they have now internet exchange facilities. And these days, they are expanding their POPs. In Tokyo, the NTT Comms data center called the Next Center. And also the Shiohama and also inside the northeast part of Tokyo. Yeah. Oh, especially Chiba. Yeah, so they are expanding their footprint in these data centers. And also they expand in Osaka, Equinix OS1. And they also have in Singapore and Hong Kong. And as you may know, the BBX expanded the internet exchange in Thailand. So they have in 2 IDC in Bangkok. So these are the contact person. So please contact them. Okay. And next is BKNX. The BKNX is in Bangkok Neural Internet Exchange. They are gradually increasing the traffic and members. And their update is in root server policy has been updated. And also they will have a fourth peering forum in May 7th. In Bangkok. So, okay, Kitnan here. Okay, so please contact Kitnan about this BKNX. Okay, the next is Chinix. Chinix is the first internet exchange in China, and currently they have in IX in the Beijing, Shanghai, and Gandu, and these internet exchanges are interconnected. But then customers should pay if peer from Beijing to Shanghai. Yeah. And recently, the update or in the China environment, the China government is looking into offshore supporting IXV development, especially in special economic zone such as Shenzhen and Hainan. Yeah. So, that isn't good news or not. I'm not sure, but then Chinese government also thinking about the development of internet exchange in their country. Okay, so this time is Yali or LA is not here, so please contact to this address. And the next, Equinix. So Equinix has a lot of internet exchanges in the APAC area. So they started new internet exchange in Perth, Australia in August 2018. And they are planning to expand their IP segment in Hong Kong. So later, in this last session, Vijay will make a short speech about this. So the Raf and Vijay here, Raf and Vijay, yeah, please contact to them about an Equinix. Okay. The next HKIX. So HKIX, and they have a core site in HK1 and HKB, and also they have the satellite sites. And the traffic is still increasing and the customers increasing. Okay. So the contact is in Kenneth. Kenneth is here, over there. Okay. So please contact Kenneth about an HKIX. Okay. And the next, Indonesian Internet Exchange, IIX. They have the Internet Exchange in Jakarta or some province in Indonesia. Okay, describes here. So, and the recent update is in, another province in Indonesia, and it will be 18 nodes in 2019. And integrating an IIX with an PALA ring, the inter-island network infrastructure developed by Indonesian government. So please contact to Zul. Zul is here? Oh, yeah, here. Okay. So please contact Zul about an IIX. Okay. The next is in Jakarta Internet Exchange. Yeah, so this is quite a new one. And there are Internet Exchange in or data center of the NTT. So NTT Indonesia Net Center. The currently the 10 network has been connected, and the traffic is 1.7 gig. And not APX members, but will become the members soon. So Togashi-kun, Cole, is here. Yeah, he is the contact person of the Jakarta IX, and he once worked as in a JPNAP. Okay. And the next, JBIX, it is very difficult to pronounce. So Johor Bahru Internet Exchange. But JBIX is also a new member of the APIX. So they have their facilities in Johor Bahru, in Malaysia. As you know, that Johor Bahru is very close to Singapore. Yeah. So later, the last session, they will mention about the strategy or background about their internet exchange. Yeah, so now their update is member increase in both local and international. Okay, so Wen and Justin, where are you? There? Okay, so they are the contact person of the JBIX, so please contact them. Okay. And next, JPIX. So JPIX is an internet exchange in Tokyo and Osaka, and covers all the area in Japan. And their recent update is in a partnership with Lynx. And also started the internet exchange at the NTT Com data center in Tokyo and will be Osaka. Yeah, and also they say that their traffic in Osaka is rapidly increasing. So the Furushio-san and Muatari-san and Thomas, where are you? Okay, over there. Yeah, they are the contact person of the JPIX. The next, JPNAP, is for me. Okay, so the also an internet exchange in Japan. And the recent update is the traffic is still increasing and hit the 1.7 tera. And we opened the new POP in the BBT Otemachi and the Dojima 4. Yeah. Okay, so the contact person is me and some people who are wearing this. This Parker. Yeah, okay. So please contact us about the JPNAP. And the next Kinks. The Kinks is an internet exchange in Seoul, and they had a very good peering forum the last Friday in Seoul. And yeah, so their number of the net is also increasing, and also the traffic is increasing at 100 gigs since 2 years ago. Right. So okay, Kwan or Seon is here. Not here, but they are in this center. So please contact Kwan and Seon. Okay. And the next, the MMIX. This is a new internet exchange in Myanmar, and also the new member of the APIX. Okay, so they just started an internet exchange the last year, I think. And now the data center is in the Truth data center. Okay, so Kaim? Yeah, she's there. So please contact her about an MMIX. Yeah, so I think it's good news about in the country in Myanmar, and a new neutral layer 2 IX started. Okay, I'm very excited. And next in the Mumbai IX, so Mumbai IX in Mumbai mainly, but they have they will make a new internet exchange in Delhi, Chennai, and Kolkata this year, and they secured the world servers secured. So this time I think that the AJ is here. Also, Mumbai IX is in collaboration with the DECIX, so the DECIX people also the contact about Mumbai IX. So AJ is here, and the DECIX people, yeah, Arnold or there, okay, John there, okay. So please contact them, okay. And next is the MIX, Malaysia. Okay, so in Kuala Lumpur, So they are the host of the next Peering Asia. And their news is a 100 gig port available this year, maybe very close at Peering Asia. Yeah, so I think this time the Mohan is here. Mohan? Yeah, over there. Yeah, so please contact him about an MYIX. Okay. And the NIXI. The NIXI is an internet exchange in India, and there were several places. And their recent update is they're planning to enhance port capabilities to of 10 gig and 1 gig in the Delhi and Chennai. And NIXI has revised the port charges. Oh, this is also good news. And the 100 meg, 1 gig, and the 2 gigs. Okay. So, oh yeah, so NIXI guys here. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so then NPIX, their internet exchange in Kathmandu, and they deployed an IXP manager and expanding the site in outside of two more sites in outside Kathmandu, and we got a new IP and AS number, and will be transitioned to. So Rupesh here. Oh yeah. Okay, so over there, the Rupesh. Please contact to Rupesh. And the next SGIX, yeah, Jeff, Jeff is in CEO. And then Singapore, their update is, they deployed a black holing service. And the 4-member upgrade, 100 gigs, that's great. And a new satellite node in Ipsong Global Hubs in Singapore. So Jeff and Sikian here, Jeff is here, Sikian here. So please contact to them about the SGIX. And the TPIX, that's in Taipei and Taiwan. They have the featured members described here. And, okay, so they are also expanding and also available 100 gig port. Great. So, yeah. William, over there? Yep. Yes, so please contact William about the TPIX. Okay, so next, TWIX, they are also the new member of the APIX. They have a long history of the internet exchange operation, but recently they joined the APIX, okay? And the featured members are described here, and the recent update is in 10 gig port fee reduction. That is also in good news. And new satellite pops in the Taichung and the Kaohsiung, so the middle and the southern part. Okay, so Jack is here. Okay, so please contact Jack. I think Jack is working around, so please contact Jack. Okay, so rest of the other regions. The first one is Lynx. Lynx has an internet exchange in London and in the North America, Ashburn. Yeah, so the members are described here. And the recent update is Lynx is selected to build and operate JEDEX in Jeddah. So this time Curtis and Mark is here. So Curtis, okay, here. Okay. And the last one is LoanUp. So LoanUp is also an internet exchange in London. Yeah, so they're offering a risk-based core offering 10 gig. The price is described here. Also providing 100 gig. Okay, so Richard and Will is here. Oh yeah, yeah. Okay, so thank you very much. This is the last introduction. So I'm still sorry for boring you, but this is a quick introduction of Internet Exchange. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you, Thomason. All right, next up we have Rupresh from NPIX to tell us a bit about the unpredictable traffic burst at NPIX.
Good afternoon. I think I'm the only one standing in between you and the lunch. So I'll make it quick. Won't take much of your time. This, as Toyama-san has already explained, Internet Exchange Nepal. I hope a lot of you know where Nepal is. I'm in case you don't know, is in between China and India, with the largest mountain range in the world, with top 8, highest 8 mountains in the world out of 10. And the including the Mount Everest, which is the tallest mountain in the world. NPIX, at NPIX we have 2 sites. One is in proper Kathmandu, which is the capital city of Nepal, and another one is in Patan. Total ASNs connected 41, and we had peak traffic of 32G and a regular traffic of just 5G. I'll talk about that. Total paying members, regular staff, and then contact address. This is the regular traffic, current regular traffic at NPIX, just hovering around 5G. Oops, what's this? Okay, so today just wanted to talk with you about the unpredictable traffic burst at NPIX that was seen during the FIFA World Cup, and from 14th June 2018 to 15th July 2018. I'm sure a lot of you had watched World Cup, Soccer World Cup. Anybody who did not watch the World Cup, can you raise the hand? Oh, Jonathan, obviously, and a couple of more. So anyways, so what was that? We were expecting some bit of traffic to increase during the World Cup, citing that a lot of people will be, a lot of fans were there in Nepal for watching the World Cup. And at that time, though we have a regular traffic around 5G right now, at that time the traffic was around 3G regularly. The first day, as you can see, the sudden spike there, like for the whole opening ceremony and the match, was like it did shoot up to 6G. That doubled the traffic. And we were all happy. Yay! We had like double the traffic in NPIX. And as you can see in the text below, which was the post that I put up on our website, saying, okay, we reached 6G and we doubled the traffic in NPIX, and then that's a great achievement, and then we look forward to increasing up to 10G. So that's basically what I said, and then my expectation was more than double the traffic. And then we upgraded some of the bigger ISPs and content providers to 10G ports, so that the traffic can be managed, and then and what happens next? Not enough. So it burst up to 15G. Oh my God! And then as you can see that's basically we realized that's like because it's football soccer match. There was like during the break, 15 minutes break, the traffic. It was interesting to see the traffic went down, and again after the interval it went up. During the gap between the 2 matches, the traffic again went down and again went up. So it was interesting. So 15G. So what we do, we bundle the ports to get more out of those 10G Gbps ports. So we bundle it and made it 20 Gbps. So we thought we can watch the match nicely and then enjoy the rest of the soccer match. And what happens? Not enough. So it went up to like 24G. So what do you do? I mean, mind you, I mean, my expectation, our expectation at that time was around 10G. So as a last effort, what we do, couple of last efforts, rather. So we split the prefix announcement and in 2 different sites, and we balanced the load, shifted some of the bigger ISPs in one and another bigger ISPs and content providers in another site. And finally also upgraded a few of the content providers and biggest ISPs to 40G port. At that time, we were not prepared, and we didn't even have SFP for 40G. So we borrowed it from some of the bigger ISPs. We went there, talked with them, requested them, borrowed them, and I mean, it's not easily available in Nepal also. I mean, Nepal is a very small country with, as you said, I mean, the regular traffic is not that high. So finally, the traffic increased up to 32G. And we could all watch the final quarter semis and the finals very nicely, and then enjoyed the rest of the football match, and announced it on the website saying, okay, we had like 32G. So from the regular traffic of 3G, we hit up to 32G, which is more than 10 times. And we were not ready for that. And mind you, I mean, we're from the Himalayan country where the Mount Everest and all the mountains are there, and they don't change. And we don't like changes either. So since the traffic was very unpredictable, it was very difficult for us to manage this kind of changes very suddenly. Sorry. So that's basically what I have. Some of the more information, I put it up in the APIX meeting also. Basically, I mean, a lot of those contents were OTT traffic, whereby the OTT content providers, they even, though they were running with 4 different servers with like just 480p of picture resolution, if they would have gone for 720 or 1000 plus p, then the traffic would have been even more. So there were like a couple of content providers, OTT providers, which did not disclose the fact that they were going to do that just because to avoid any kind of a competition. So they kept it in silent, so that, and then that NPIX as such, and we were suffering because of that. But at the same time, those content providers also learned from it. They upgraded their infrastructure. They're investing on the infrastructure, as well as they've started deploying IPv6 in their network. Because of that, Nepal's IPv6 utilization in APNIC database, which Tashi and Geofiston and everyone was like always telling us, it was 0.01 at that before their deployment. Now it's increased by 500 times to 0.05% utilization of IPv6 for Nepal. Thank you very much.
Are there any questions for Rupesh?
None.
Well, I have one.
Okay.
So your first spike was like at 6 Gs, and then the next one's 12. And was it because more people were watching, or because the bandwidth become available for high quality streams?
The bandwidth, both. I mean, the bandwidth also became available for high quality streams, and also, I mean, because the 6G, I mean, initially there were a lot of complaints, probably a lot of the buffering and all those things were happening for a lot of people. So more and more people started to realize that there were online, the matches were available online. More subscribers were watching that. So the traffic increased. At the same time, the quality of the matches, also the streaming, were also becoming better. Yeah. Yep, Anurag.
Hi, Anurag Bhatia from Hurricane Electric. Can you disclose which CDN was this, which was pumping this traffic out towards the eyeballs?
I'm not the content provider, so I didn't keep track of that. So we're just exchanging traffic. So I'm sorry.
When you say
I can
you
get
were
that
upgrading
information
ports,
for you if you want.
When you say you are upgrading ports, you must be upgrading on the both sides, isn't it?
I have no idea, but I can find it for you if you want.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Okay.
It was not any of the global CDNs. It was a local homegrown OTT.
What's the name?
Net TV, I think.
Okay.
Talk to that guy. He knows. He did all of that work. So.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. So now we have the peering personals. If the following folks would line up over there, and we'll call each one up one by one. So Fastly, StatPath, Twitch, Chief, MyRepublic, Equinix, and that's it.
Hello, everyone. My name is Nate Gar with Fastly. We're AS54113. Our traffic profile is content. We fundamentally operate as a CDN, though we refer to ourselves as an edge cloud platform. Traffic is growing. We measure it in terabits per second. And our peering policy is selective, but you'll find that we're very open to the conversation. So please seek us out. For locations, we're at 60 POPs globally now. It's pretty exciting. We belong to 64 IXs. That continues to grow. And for APAC, we're in Equinix TY2, TY7 at Tokyo CC1, Equinix HK1, OS1, and SG3 in Singapore. So reference our peering DB entry. It's something we're pretty diligent about updating. And if you have any questions, reach out to peering@fastly.com. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Brad Ramo. I am with StackPath. AS33438. We are typically content heavy. We do offer other services. Traffic volume is terabit plus. We do have a selective peering policy. That's just by design. Please reach out and we can have discussions further. We are in Seoul, Tokyo, Hong Kong, Singapore, and Sydney. We have plans to expand many, many more sites globally. As of today, we're in about 45 POPs. Our PeeringDB is up to date. We do have multiple ASNs. The AS33438 is the main AS to reference. And our peering contact is there, peering@stackpath.com. Thank you.
Hi. Hi, good afternoon. My name is Ming Kun Lim. I'm from Twitch. And we are AS46489, primarily a content provider. We provide video live streaming. So selective peering policy, we are available in Seoul, Tokyo, Hong Kong, Singapore, Taipei, and Sydney. And that's our PeeringDB address. And you can reach out to us at peering@twitch.tv. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. This is William from Chief Telecom. Yeah. Okay. Our ISN is 17408, and our traffic is balanced. We have around 200 gigs of traffic. We are apparently an ISP in Taiwan, and we operate the biggest internet exchange and IDC in Taiwan, Carrier Neutral Data Center. We have POPs in TPX, Equinix Hong Kong, and Hong Kong X, and M6 Hong Kong. And our PeeringDB entry is there, and you are free to contact me anytime. Thank you.
Hi, good afternoon. My name is Mark. I represent MyRepublic. We are ASN in Singapore, Indonesia, New Zealand, and Australia. We have a cookie cutter network, so if do evaluate based on the ending origin ASNs. We have multiple 100 gig of traffics. We are eyeball market and do reference the individual PeeringDB for more information. Thank you.
All right, hi, this is Raphael from Equinix. We actually run a little tiny IP transit network for our customers to connect to themselves, basically. So we have multiple ASs. Our bigger ones are 9989 and 17819. And our peering policy is open. So we're at various Equinix sites, and we look forward to pairing with you. So that's the end of Peering Personals session 1. We're going to have another session after the second and third block of the Peering Forum. So if you haven't sent us your Peering Personal slide, please send it to the following address, and we'll fit you into the second, third sessions. So we actually have 20 minutes outstanding. I've had a request from one of my fellow program committee for the Peering Forum to have a bit of an open mic session to ask if there are any topics that you would like to see in future Peering Forums, for example, IRR or RPKI or you know, PeeringDB or things like that. You know, if you have an opinion, if you have some thoughts that contents that you'd like to hear, please feel free to come up to the mic. Silence. All right. Well, if you're still thinking, please feel free to come up to the mic anytime. You know, I'll just tell a few jokes up here for 20 minutes. More seriously, if there are anybody that's interested in contributing to the program committee of the Peering Forum, please, you know, let me, let Gaurav, let Toyama-san know, or Gavin, somewhere. Gavin's over there. So we welcome your support in this forum, and you know, see some new faces on the stage. basically. Oh, we have something from Saichi.
Hello, hello. Oh, hey. Do we have a local, Korea local topic this time? I'm sorry, I haven't gone through all the agendas, but...
I am not aware of a local Korea topic. We tried to recruit some Korean content, and it was working out, and then it didn't work out. So, unfortunately, no. But certainly, this is something that the program committee do try to get.
I see.
But
yeah,
it just didn't work out this time.
Yeah, I always found it valuable to have local speakers give talks at Apricot Peering Forums. You know, it's a wider group of people. You know, there was a King's Peering Forum in Seoul last week, which is also quite international, but it's always nice to hear from local ISPs how they think about, you know, their domestic peering culture, peering landscape, and also how they think about internationals as well. So that would be nice to have in the future. It could be like, it doesn't even have to be slides, but kind of people just giving their thoughts, having a discussion. Very valuable, I think.
Right. I actually agree with you, and we do try to do that. I think what you've mentioned was a bit of a touchy subject in Korea. I'm happy to.
I'm still alive.
I'm happy to open the mic to anybody that has thoughts on the peering culture in Korea, or any ideas on future peering topics. Okay. Well, feel free to contact me or any of the committee members in private if there are certain topics that you would like to hear, and we'll do our best to arrange those for you. So anyway, this is the end of the first session, I guess. So you know, please come back at 2:30 for the session 2. Thank you. And just another note is the peering social is at 6:30. Not 7, as previously posted, and I have a few more invites left to pass out, so feel free to come look for me after this. Thank you.